Well, a good way to win a lot of matches is to win every die roll, but we've got a pretty nice hand here on the play. We're going to keep this one. Opponent also kept 7. Let's go ahead and grab an energy with this Greenbelt Rampager. We're up against either a mirror or Teamer. Kind of hope it's Teamer because I want to see how this matchup goes. Nope, he gets a swamp, so we're playing a mirror. Ooh, Wending Constrictor was a good draw. Let's go ahead and drop that, I think. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's play Rampager twice. Next turn I can go Constrictor plus Aether Hub and hold up Blossoming Defense to protect it. Or Fatal Push something. Yeah, I probably want to Fatal Push that, actually. It's actually kind of interesting how I want to sequence this. I think I want to go Constrictor, Aether Hub, Fatal Push. Because that gives me energy to play with on future turns. I guess we'll send first, even though he's not going to block. Kill that. Pass the turn. So now he's kind of priced into Fatal Pushing my guy. If he's just playing another threat, then that's fine by me. Okay. Send in with just the Rampager. I don't want to throw away my Blossoming Defense just as a combat trick just yet. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now, though. He's going to need to have a pretty nice top-heavy hand to recoup from this, I think. Is this a Hostage Taker or a Ballista? Ballista's pretty good. It's going to get rid of my Glint-Sleeve Siphoner at least. I'm not going to bother using defense when he can just shoot it again. Not bad. Send in with both this time. He will basically know that we have a Blossoming Defense at this point, but what's he going to do about it to punish me? Yeah, he just has to take it. Now I get to play Hydra. Once again, he's going to have a pretty nice Haymaker here, because he's just behind on tempo now. Long Tusk Hub would be pretty good with that much energy. Another Ballista, also not bad. But he's still pretty far behind. That's not bad either. Let's go ahead and send with our 2 bigger guys. He has to block the Hydra. Put a counter. He's gonna shoot. Okay, so he's gonna try to take out my Rampager, I guess. I might save it. Probably not, though, because I drew this Long Tusk Hub. Because I'd much rather save that. That's gonna get a lot bigger than the 3/4. Yep, I'll just pass. There's an argument to putting a counter on the Cub now before he gets to respond by putting a counter, but we have enough energy that we can counteract that by putting another counter. 6 mana for him. Hydra of his own, that's pretty good when he has that much energy. So we can get it real big. Okay. Probably just going to send with these 2 again. There's a good chance he's going to eat something with the Hydra. if he blocks the cub, we can both put 4 counters on our guy. I guess 8 counters because of the Winding Constrictors. So there's not much use in fighting on that front. Okay. This might work out. So this is 6-5, so he has to make the first move here. So go to damage. Force him to drain his energy. Let all those triggers happen. So I have to use my Blossoming Defense if I want to save it again. Probably just going to let damage happen here. Because I want to save the... Okay. So now I have to Blossoming Defense just to force the trade. But he has no energy left. He still has this Long Tusk Cub to reckon with. Let's see what he wants to do with his Ballista. He's going to shoot me. Okay. Well, he still has 2 cards in hand, so if he has something else good, then more power to him. Might be out of threats though, which would be nice. Ooh, that was not a bad draw. Blue, green, colorless. Send in both. Attempt to put 2 counters on this guy, though we might have a Fatal Push or something similar. Looks like a... Okay, Blossoming Defense is fine. So he needs to draw something or we have lethal. I guess I should have played the Botanical Sanctum, but it's whatever. I mean, I think I'm getting a little bit lucky here that they're not drawing enough to... When they were like very close to winning, like both times we played the mirror, we've gotten pretty lucky, but okay, sideboarding for the mirror. What did we do last time? We went big, right? I think we took out the Greenbelt Rampagers, so I'll probably do something similar. Brought in Vraska's Contempt. What did I do last time? I cut something like Refiner and something else. Oh, Cubs, that's right, I trimmed on Cubs. Let's bring that Refiner back. Is this what I want to do again? I think so. Alright, let's try it. Worked last time, right? So clearly it's correct. It's been a while since I've 5-0'd a constructed league. Last time I did it was probably when I was testing for the Pro Tour back in May. Teamer Marvel was pretty broken. I guess this hand's a keep. It's not great in the mirror, but it's fine. We don't have a Constrictor or a Fatal Push or a Blossoming Defense. I guess I'll grab a second Swamp. Give everything else we need. Siphoner, but he can't use it right away, which is nice. I'll play my own, which I can threaten to use right away, even though it's very likely to die if he has a Fatal Push. But if he doesn't, we could run away with the game. Alright, he does have one. Another Siphoner, that's not great news. Okay. Guess I just play a Cub. No, that was a mistake. I should have played Forest. So I could hold up Blossoming Defense without having to spend energy. It's not a big deal though. Needs to draw 1 card. If he plays like a Hostage Taker, I'm kind of priced into using my Blossoming Defense. Can't block, unfortunately, because they both have menace. No plays, huh? That's interesting. Draw. I wonder if he brought in Essence Scatter on the play. That'd be interesting. Once again, I probably should have just played Aether Hub. The 1 energy is not going to matter this turn, and Winding Constrictor could have given me additional the following turn. I think I'm just going to start by sending in with the Cub, putting 1 counter on it. I think I'll put 2 counters on it. That might price him into using removal. Then I think I'm just going to play Ballista for 2. Actually, I could go Constrictor plus Ballista for 1, but he's very likely to have removal up. This guarantees that I can throw 2 damage around on the Siphoners. If he doesn't have a Blossoming Defense, this is just a straight 2 for 1, which I'm a fan of. Alright, he does have a Blossoming Defense. Alright, well, we still got a 2 for 1, I guess. And we do have the tempo advantage, but he does have a lot of cards in hand. Constrictor plus... he doesn't necessarily have something else, I guess. Okay. Let's play Constrictor and a Tune. Now we get to get aggro with the Long Tusk Cub. So once again, we're on the aggressive, but will it be enough? I'm just gonna go full. I guess no, let's go full in. Even though that gets all my energy gone, but we'll get some of it back. So we'll still be able to use our Aether Hubs, but if he had a Fatal Push there, if he wasn't F6'd, I wouldn't have gone for it. 3 life, that means both of our guys are lethal if we want to use our Blossoming Defense to pump up our Constrictor. So we've got that going for us. What do we have here? Ballista, okay. So I'm gonna go all in on killing my Constrictor. I think I will save it. Maybe that was a mistake. See, like, he had to have drawn that Fatal Push, because he would have used it last turn. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, that wasn't bad. I think I used that on his Constrictor and just attack. I should have played Forest, because he knew I had Forest. He didn't know about Swamp. So now I can't bluff a Blossoming Defense. So he can just safely take it. Maybe we could have forced him to make a tough decision if he hadn't known, but if he was paying attention, he would know that I had the Forest in my hand. Okay, we have to draw something. Come on, deck. Ballista. Oh. We could still draw Ballista, just win the game on the spot. As is, we basically only have like 1 turn. So we're gonna have to like chump here. I guess that's not true. It depends on how he plays combat. What did he do with his Scarab God Scry? Kept it on top, that's bad news. Alright, I need to draw Walking Ballista. Let's see, if I drew Hostage Taker, that wouldn't do it. I think I have to chump here, save myself the life. Come on, Ballista. 1 time. Alright, fine. I think I mismanaged my resources there a little bit. I should not have tried to save the Winding Constrictor. That was a mistake. Because if I had just gotten to protect my 10/10 Longtusk Cub, I would likely have been able to fight through that Scarab God. Gross. Alright, so on the play, you can consider Essence Scatter now, in place of maybe some Fatal Pushes. Fatal Push is still good though, just because later in the game, there are threats that you really would need to deal with that still get hit by the Fatal Push. And I also like the Cubs better on the play. What do I not want on the play is the question. I kind of like everything. So I can trim more on interaction, I guess. Trim on a Fatal Push. I do like Essence Scatter, I just don't know how to make room for it. Maybe I don't love Contempt as much as I thought, because it's very mana inefficient and it gets blown up by Blossoming Defense. Don't know how I feel about this. Maybe do something like that, just split the difference. Again, I don't know if it's correct, but it's worth a shot. Fatal Push is like always going to be mana efficient in this matchup though, because there's always going to be something like a Constrictor or a Siphoner that you don't mind trading up for, even on like turn 10. So it feels wrong to cut it. I don't know, I guess I'll try this. See what happens. Once again, I'll have to go back and read Jerry's article. I guess this hand's a keep. It's a very top-heavy hand, but we can at least deal with his first threat. If I could draw Constrictor off the top, or even a Siphoner, I'd be pretty happy. Hell, I'd take Rogue Refiner at this point. Just got a tune. Discard and standard. Alright, we're in business. Yep, even Fatal Push I don't mind too much because of the contents of our hand. So let's play... I guess I can hold off on Aether Hub in case I draw another Constrictor. Get a free energy out of the deal. So I guess the best play for him now would be like a Constrictor plus hold up Fatal Push, but this should work out okay. Okay. I think I still just play Bristling Hydra though. It's unlikely he'll be able to deal with it at instant speed. Unless he has Essence Scatter. Okay. So far so good. See if he has maybe a Hydra of his own. Just a Ballista for 2. I feel definitely pretty good about that. Draw. Hey, okay. Let's formulate a game plan here. I can go Constrictor, Attune. I can grab, I guess, Swamp. And I can just take down his Ballista. Let's start with the Constrictor Attune plan. I could get Island, I guess. So I'm going to have 7 energy at the end of this. So I guess I actually get Swamp because that allows me to still have energy left over at the end of this exchange, not have to spend energy on the Aether Hub, which means that I can Scarab God and still have an even amount of energy for the Hydra. Although I guess I don't even need to use the Ballista just yet. Or use the Fatal Push, rather. Start by sending in for 4. I think maybe I just play Ballista for 2. Forces him into unsavory decisions next turn. I think I probably should have put a counter on the Hydra to apply more pressure, put him to a lower life total earlier. Certainly want to keep some energy around, but can afford to go down to 4, for example, just to make this a 6 power. It might not matter, but you never know. If this game turns into a race, that kind of small decision could be the difference. Hostage taker is not bad. Not the end of the world, though. See what he wants to take. Constrictor. Alright, that's fine. Still ahead here, but depending on how good his hand is, you never know what could happen. Gotta be careful here of Blossoming Defense. Seems very likely to be in his hand. Let's chip in with Hydra, and I think Walking Ballista. I don't think it's correct to send him with Walking Ballista at this point. Because if he like blocks with Hostage Taker and then has a Fatal Push when I go for the counter, that's pretty bad. So we'll just do this, and I think I'm just going to play Scarab God. He's either going to need another Hostage Taker or a Vraska's Contempt to deal with it. If he doesn't, we're very likely to win the game. Just going to cast Constrictor. I guess maybe I should have shot his Ballista in response, but I guess now I can just threaten to do so if he taps out for it anyway. Okay, he does have a lot of cards in hand. So upkeep, we're going to go for Constrictor. And if he responds with Ballista, I can use Fatal Push. What is this now? Fatal Push on my Constrictor, that's fine. So no scry for me. Alright, let's send in with these two. Force them into unsavory blocks. I guess, yeah, that's fine. If he doubles up, I guess if he puts 2 2/3s in front of the Hydra, it's not great for me. So I guess just Scarab God. What happens if he puts everything in front? I can threaten to blow it up with stuff. Because I do have Revolt active, which is interesting. Okay, that worked. So I think at this point I might just want to shoot his Ballista down. Maybe that's not true, because he still has to sink mana into it if he wants to use it, and then I can do things in response. But keeping this Ballista around might be relevant when he's at such a low life total. Definitely regretting not going for that Hydra earlier like I'd planned. I'm gonna let that resolve. Okay, so he's going to make his move now. So I'm going to attempt to fight. It looks like he has Blossoming Defense, but we do have the Fatal Push ready to go. say no to that plan. He's gonna shoot me in response. Okay, so there's that bullet dodged. So now upkeep. What do I want to get back? I mean, Ballista is my only option, or do I want to just... Because if I can pump up my Hydra to 5, if I just cast this Refiner, so I can actually attack with it and get a guaranteed 2 for 1. So let's do that actually. Let's not make a guy. Let's play Rogue Refiner. Island. Attack with these two. He has to make double blocks. Or triple blocks. So if he does this, I'll just kill both of his constrictors. And then I get to steal one with the Scarab God. Or he's just going to throw everything in front of this. That's also fine. No, if he does that, he actually dies. No, that's not true. I think this is a mistake. Because now I just get to save it. He should have thrown all 3 in front. So this just is a double chump attack. Or a double chump block, rather. And this game should be over. Alright, we get the 5-0. So maybe this deck list will get published now on the mothership. That'd be cool. But I love this deck. I like it so much better than Teamer. You can probably tell just from my demeanor I'm so much happier playing this deck. Definitely a lot more excited to be testing this deck for Santa Clara. It's very likely to be the deck that I play there. Although, I will say that I didn't get a chance to play against Teamer in that league, and that's the one matchup I want to make sure is solid before I commit fully, because that is the deck I'm most likely to play against the most. But either way, I had a lot of fun today, and I hope you enjoyed.